Thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. My name is Patricia. Please press like and subscribe and share this video with someone who you may think need it. We are a seed from the infinite light with the potential to grow into the sun's infinite light. It is hard for mankind to comprehend the nature of God. I have heard from highly evolved spiritual people that as long as you're here on the earth, you can't really understand the nature of God. I don't know that that's true because I understand it quite well, but I didn't at first. I didn't. Now I do. But maybe I can only see a certain amount, as long as we're in the physical body, it's only certain things we can understand. And when we come out of the physical body, our knowledge or wisdom or whatever, it expands and we know more or we can see more or feel more or whatever, the case might be. But when we're here on this earth, we want to place God in a box that your mind can comprehend. And a lot of people want to look at him as like he's on the throne, sitting there watching over everybody. One guy told me that he believed that God was on the throne watching everybody and that he didn't have time for his little problems because he had to deal with all the problems of the world. And then I had some people I took a survey, and I had some people just didn't have a clue what God was. And some people just said, well, they think God could be human or spirit, or God could be whatever he wanted to be. And then I had some people tell me God was like a superpower. So all of those answers, I knew that they really didn't understand the nature of God. God is beyond human comprehension. He is not sitting on the throne. He is not a super being. And I know this is hard for people to hear, but Jesus is not the only Son of God. God is pure light, radiant light, glowing light, intensifying light. It is that intelligence that lies within that radiant light. That is God. It is the light of every electron in your body and around your body and in the atmosphere. Mankind was not created to be weak and cry about your problems to a being who you think is sitting on a throne. This was taught to you by religious mumbo jumbo, meant to keep you under their control. Mankind was to rule his world and have dominion over his life. You have dominion over all things in your world. The moment you really know this, every electron will stand at attention to serve you upon your command. Now, people always want to say, well, it's in the Bible, it ain't in the Bible, this ain't in the Bible. This is in the Bible. In Genesis 1:28 and 1:26 through 28, the King James Version, 26. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls in the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps upon the earth. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowls of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Right here in this verse, God is saying that man has dominion over everything: the water, the earth, the air. But you've never really been taught that. And so you act like you're victims of your world, begging all day and all night. God, can you help me? Please, God, help me. Please, God, help me. Mankind was meant to rule his world and have dominion over his life. It tells you that in the Bible. God gave you dominion over your world. Man was given free will to choose how he would use God's energy that flows through him. You have been taught that there are two energies. This is what you teach in class and in the church, that there are two different energies. One is evil and one is good. That is not true. There is only one energy, and that is God's energy. And you choose if you want to use it for good or evil. Your brothers of darkness, who you call evil, were created from the same light that you were created from. You was chosen to follow the light. And you made that choice that you want to follow the light. And they, your dark brothers, have chosen that they want to follow the darkness. But you are all still one with what you're still one. Your brothers of darkness are not separate. They are one. We are one with all things. There is only one light that everything is created from. There's not two sets of energy. This book called The Emerald Tablets that was discovered says there are not two sets of energy, one for the people of the light and one for the people of the dark. This follows the darkness. Darkness and light are both from the one nature. Each comes from the source of all life. Darkness is disorder, and darkness is disorder, and light is order. There's not no two. This is what you have to understand. Because once you get out of all this mumble-bumble stuff that you've been taught in this world that keeps you confused, once you search for the truth and you realize that you are powerful, your entire world will change. Your entire world will change. When I was a young girl, I was young. I mean, like I don't know how old I was, maybe 9 or 10, but I was really young. And you know how you be talking to your friends about God and stuff, and we were talking about God, and I remember saying to them that, um, oh, they just want us. They want to control us. So they want us. They tell us stuff to control us. Now, somebody asked me, well, who is they? And I didn't know. But I knew it was somebody. I knew it was somebody in this world that was controlling things. I'm telling you, I was like 9 or 10. But I knew that there were some people that was controlling things in the world. And they were only telling us things that they wanted us to know so that they could keep us in control. That I knew at that young of an age. I didn't understand it, but I didn't know that. Let me tell you, I was the type of person, honey, I used to look at, I love the Bible stories. I would watch, you know how they would make the movies? I would go to the movies and watch these Bible stories over and over and over again, like Jesus of Nazareth and Moses and, not Moses, what was that? The Ten Commandments and the story of Jacob and John. I just used to watch them over and over. And I would watch them like I never had watched them before, like this is my first time. I would sit there, didn't want nobody to talk or nothing. I really, really believed that all of those stories were true in the Bible. It was devastating to me to find out that they weren't. That these were just made up stories. I don't know that you have, that you know that yet. Maybe you're not even aware of that yet, but they're made up stories. They're not true. But you have to do your own research and find out these things for yourself. You just can't take what people tell you for the truth. You need to search and find out things for yourself. I've always been the type of person to ask questions, because I want to know the truth. But isn't that something, that young of an age, I just knew that, whoever controlled this world was trying to, tell us different lies and stuff to make us, to keep us under control. What is the best way to control people? Through religious. And it's really sad, though, because it's a lot of people who don't ask questions. I asked a lady one time, like, what does she think about, the I am, God, our Father? She said she didn't know anything about it because they don't teach that in her church. And she was saying most of the churches, they don't teach that in. So she really did. She said, but you're right. I said, well, Jesus always went to the Father. She said, you're absolutely right. That is correct. She said, but they just never taught, the church never taught the people about the Father, so nobody knew about it. Don't you think that's kind of strange that Jesus always talked about the Father God? He always talked about Father God and the mighty I am, but in the churches never teach you that now. They only teach you about Jesus. Why is that? And I even heard this guy saying, like, not to believe in the mighty I am. You need to sit down and think about all of this. Jesus always talked about God, the Father. Why haven't they taught you about it? Well, thank you so much for tuning in to the Patricia Show. I'll have the continuation of these, and we'll continue this talk.